For those of you who are thinking about purchasing one of the Fluenz language programs, I'm going to walk you through my copy so that you can see the content, how it's laid out, and their general approach to teaching. This happens to be Spanish level 1, but it's very similar to all the other levels in all the languages. So let's get started. Choose a lesson out of the 30 in each level. And here's an intro.
Hola! In your first session, we worked with the most common ways people greet each other. We worked on some pronunciation issues, and you started to learn how to formulate questions. Today, we'll pick up the pace. When you finish this session, you'll be able to interact with a waiter at a restaurant, order coffee and water, and ask for the check.
I'll pause it there. This is Sonia. She's the instructor for Spanish, and she'll be introducing and explaining all the lessons. So, next section. This is going to be the dialogue. You have 3 versions, one with the target language subtitles, then the subtitles in both the target language and English, and then no subtitles. They recommend that you watch it 3 times, and I do too.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Un café, por favor.
¿Quiere un café?
Sí, quiero un café y un agua.
¿Algo más?
Sí, él también quiere un agua y la cuenta. Gracias.
Okay, so you get the idea. And I like to repeat after them each time in all 3 versions, and you can figure out how it works for you, but that's that. Next.
Great. So let's go through this short dialogue. There were many new elements here. First, you heard Buenas noches. Good evening. Last session, we learned Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. So, Buenas noches. Good evening. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Noche, by itself, can mean both evening and night. So, if you say Buenas noches, it could also mean good night. Let's continue.
So that's a portion of the grammar and vocabulary explanation for this lesson. And as you can see, their production values are quite high, and I find that helps me to be a bit more motivated when I'm learning a language. Of course, if all you want is a textbook, then that can also work, but for most people, I think this is quite valuable. Now they're going to give me a list of words that are specific to this lesson, and listen and repeat.
Un café.
Un café.
Un agua.
Un agua. And so you get the idea. More words. You can also get a sort of dictionary listing of all the words in the lesson. Next workout, where we match the words, Spanish to English. Quiero un café. And so on. Here we're just writing the words instead of matching. So it's a bit more dependent on your ability to create rather than just read and match. Next workout. Similar idea with phrases instead of words.
Un café.
Now we're listening.
Un agua. La cuenta.
And so on. Now we're listening to full phrases.
Yo quiero.
And these phrases will increase in length.
Yo quiero un agua. Él también quiere un agua. Yo quiero un agua y un café.
You get the idea. Now we're going to record some dialogues. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. So you record each one and then listen to it back. Now here we're going to do sort of a quote-unquote interactive conversation. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Un café, por favor.
¿Quiere un café?
Si quiero un café y un agua.
¿Algo más?
Sí, él también quiere un agua y la cuenta. Gracias.
De nada.
So now you can listen to both parts played in sequence. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Un café, por favor.
¿Quiere un café?
Si quiero un café y un agua.
¿Algo más?
Sí, él también quiere un agua y la cuenta. Gracias.
De nada.
Okay. Next workout.
Buenas noches.
So now we're typing the conversation rather than individual words and phrases. I won't take you through that, but again, more word matching. And listening to phrases
Yo estoy muy bien.
and repeating.
Good work. I'm sure you're doing great. Now for the next several sessions, we'll stay at the restaurant working on those verbs and expressions that will give you the most flexibility at this point, as well as expanding your restaurant vocabulary. When designing the program, it was clear that the most frequent interactions actually take place at a restaurant or a cafe. Plus, with the exception of places with celebrity chefs, the rule of thumb is that the most interesting food usually comes with very little English. And this is true in a little town in Guatemala as in the big cities of the Basque Country. Be sure to work out with the audio exercises, and see you next time. Hasta luego.
And that concludes the lesson. If you have questions or you want to read my full review of Fluenz language programs, visit my website, lessonsreview.com/languages.